back to Lovebug Tarot. Welcome all of my tarot goblins. So today we are doing the week ahead with our divination grid. So we're gonna just kind of jump right into it. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Just the week ahead, because some days, sometimes, some crimes go slipping through the cracks. Kudos if you know where that's from. But yeah. I don't know, I'm seeing this one, and I guess we're getting 2 affirmation cards today. Okay. I am a little sleepy, so sorry if I'm a little incoherent as well. But we're going to do our best. But yeah, I think what I was trying to say is, like, sometimes you just have to kind of take it week by week. Sometimes day by day. Hour by, just one thing at a time, hour by hour, however it is best for you, because yeah, I'm very sleepy. We were doing some deep cleaning yesterday, which, you know, you gotta do every once in a while, but it's always like the day after I'm just like so tired. I'm exhausted, but that's okay. We did a nice deep clean, and that was necessary. All right. So, what is the week ahead looking like for our collective? If you're not familiar with this deck, it's a Russian divination deck, and it's square, but each square has half of the pictures. Half pictures? 4 half pictures? Sure. And you lay it out in a full grid, and you match the pictures as they go. And each picture has a general meaning, but also depending on how the picture is oriented, once the pictures match, the meaning can evolve and change. And you always read the last card. You read all 4 pictures in their first positions. There's 4 positions that they can land in. So, we're going to do that. Oh, are you coming in early today? My kitty cat. Miss Midnight, are you making an appearance? Please don't light yourself on fire. That is, in fact, a candle. Let's not do that. Are you coming in? You're thinking about it. That's my tea. You're sniffing from afar. What are you up to? She likes to try to knock the crystals off my table. The crystals that are helping me keep all of the cards of the grid in the picture, in the film frame. Recording? I don't. Sleepy. All right. What are you up to? Nope. Okay. Just a brief cameo. I'm sure she'll come and walk across everything later, as we are wont to do. Whoop. All right. I guess that's the first one. So let's make sure this one's nice, straight in the corner. Usually if I get the first row pretty good, pretty straight on, that might be cat in the background, the rest of it fills out pretty easy. I do like to match as I go. Oh, and I also have, I always forget this, I also have runes, and I have Celtic and Norse runes, and I use those to both read and also mark where the pictures are on the grid. Because I have absolutely, here we go, absolutely forgotten in the past. And so it was easier. I'm like, I need some kind of way to mark that. And the runes are also very helpful. Okay. So this part's pretty straightforward. It's just putting stuff down and looking to see if any of the images match. Sometimes I miss some images, so I always, like when I'm laying stuff out, so I always take a moment at the end. And I cut that out. Nobody needs to have like a minute and a half of silent footage of me just staring at pictures going, I mean, maybe you do. I'm sure somewhere someone's into that, but anyways. All right, I don't see anything so far. Okay. Although I've absolutely started to do the read and then had a picture line up for me later, so it has happened. Nope, that one's up there. Also, sometimes finding the corresponding half of the picture is helpful to be like, okay, where does this go? Do any of these? Okay. So even if none of the pictures match, I think I've only had that happen like once to me. It's not, oh, okay. Just as I say that, we have the bouquet right here. But if none of the pictures matched, again, that's why you always read the very, very last card. All right, 2. Let's see. Ooh, we have Yira and Kanaz. Cycles, these two. Cycles, this is Yira, and this is Kanaz. Something is... We'll get more information. But Kanaz is the rune of, like, enlightenment. It's the symbol for, or the rune for a torch. So it's like insight, kind of, almost kind of get hermit vibes from it. And Yira is about cycles, things changing. Or even a harvest. You know, things that you've been planting. It's interesting. Ooh, that came out with the bouquet, the flowers. Something that's been growing is being harvested with that bouquet. So we'll get more information about that in a minute, because I haven't forgotten about these. Not to say I have forgotten about them before. I'm gonna move these down here a bit, because picking them up with nails is sometimes hard. If you know, you know. Let me know if you feel that pain. Like trying to pick something up and you're like, ah! It happens. Let's see. Nope. See anything there? No. Okay. Oh, all right. Wiggle this one around. We have the boy. Ooh, all right. We have 2 Celtic runes. We have one for intensity and passion and persuasion and communication. Ooh. I know most of the cards, the general meaning. Again, depending on which way it ends up facing. Like, this one's in its 2nd position, this one's in its 3rd position. No, wait. Yeah, 2nd, 3rd. Wait. Yeah, 3rd position. Brain. This is in the 2nd position, this one's in the 3rd position. So that can kind of, again, it changes the meaning. But the symbol for the boy is like adventure. So that's interesting with passion and communication. We'll get more information about that. I don't want to like jinx it and say it'll be a chill week, but I don't feel like there's... We've had some of, when I've done the grid before, I've had some where there's been like 8 or 9 pictures matching up, which is a lot. This one seems to be, could be a quieter, and I say that with a big old chunk of salt, not even a grain of salt, but a big chunk of salt. Yeah, so we'll see. See how this goes. All right, I'm going to take a moment, stare deeply into this, and see if any other pictures pop out for me to match, and I will be right back. Okay, so I did find that we do have a matching picture over here, and when you do have a matching picture with the last card, You read it in both the position that it matches in and also its first position. So we'll get a rune for the last card and for the horseshoe. All right, last card, horseshoe. Ooh, okay. Ah! Come in. Ooh. This is Awaz. Which is interesting because it's the rune, the symbol of the rune is for a horse, and it lands with the horseshoe. Interesting. Okay, we're definitely getting some synchronicities with stuff. That's fascinating. Okay, we will, and then we got the Celtic rune for peace and support for the whole card. Yeah, like we had harvest with the bouquet. We have Awaz also is about like steady. It's like teamwork and partnership with movement. If you think about a horse, you think of a horse and a rider. That's teamwork. You know, the partnership between the rider and the horse, and you know, those two things to propel something forward. So that's really interesting that it came out with the horseshoe. All right, so I believe that is all of the pictures. We will go ahead and get our... All right, so no, nothing I have to cover up. Again, it's nothing like graphic on these, but sometimes like a person has a body and, you know, the corporate overlords don't like that. Anyways, so our affirmations today from our very sassy deck is, listen, your mental health needs a workout too. Okay. It says, cut the cord. Your peace isn't up for negotiation. Ooh, your mental health needs a workout too. And keeping your peace. When it says like your mental health needs a workout, a lot of people, not a lot of people, but I feel like when mental health is typically brought up, it's talking about, I want to say vacation is coming to mind, but like relaxing and like not a workout, very much the opposite. But I wonder if it's like engaging in something just to do it. Like if there is a hobby or a passion, something that like just gives out all of the good dopamine, you know, brain hormones kind of thing. Yeah, if there's something along those lines, that I feel is a part of this kind of self-care, and that could be something like meditation, it could be something like reading, it could be playing a video game, it could be singing or playing an instrument. I'm just throwing stuff out there, but like you're engaging your mind, but it's not for productivity, it's not for work, it's just because it's just to do it because you enjoy doing it. So yeah, interesting. Okay, so between that and our cut the cord, we're going to put those over here. So very interesting with how this kind of played out. I get the feeling that you don't like, maybe this week is chill, which is great. Let's have a chill week. Again, we were talking about like maybe if you are able to take a day and play a video game. Let's just take that video game analogy. You know, yeah, if it's a game you've never played, or maybe it's an old favorite that you love going back to because you're familiar with the gameplay. It's just that comfort game. I might be giving myself away. I feel like if you hang around long enough, you're just going to learn I'm a big old nerd. You're welcome. So I'm going to throw out probably nerd references. All right, so let's get our book. Let's not drop the book. Let's not do that. All right, so number 9 is the bouquet. Let's make sure I'm not landing on anything. So the general meaning of the picture is happiness. in the third position. Ooh, okay, so third position is fulfillment of a hope. And that's very interesting because we were talking about like Kanaz and Yira here, which is like insight, confirmation burp. And also cycles and harvest. Something you're planting is coming to its harvest. And I'm using that as a metaphor. Maybe you do have a garden and you're harvesting something. It could be literal for someone out there. But I feel this is more of that metaphor coming through. Yeah. All right. Could we get some more information, please, about this? Wow. Okay, you have the tower. This is something big. I was saying, it's gonna be complicated. With the bouquet as well, I always think of a bouquet as like after a performance, you're getting like people sometimes give flowers after a performance, or the phrase, receiving your flowers or giving flowers. It's a recognition in some capacity of what someone has done or achieved. You could be receiving that. Interesting with your affirmation cards too. Ooh, 10 of Swords. King of Pentacles. This has been something both big and something you've been working on for a long time. And I feel this is something in the physical world. It could be around your work and your resources, because we do have the King of Pentacles. It could be, this is like a culmination of the efforts you've been putting in. You're receiving your flowers in some way. People are seeing you. Someone is seeing you. Again, we have Kanaz, illumination, the torch. Like a spotlight. Something you took a risk on. Interesting with the 10 of Swords. 10 of Swords is like an end of a cycle, and the 0 with the Fool is like the beginning of something. So this could be, again, the harvest is, it's cyclical. So it goes with kind of the seasons. It's cycles. So this could also be the end. It could be a bit of an abrupt end as well, of one cycle stepping into a new cycle. Not in a bad way. Some people see the tower, they get real scared, but sometimes the tower is just about a sudden and very emotional shift. A sudden, could be a sudden burst of insight. Again, with Kanaz, we have that torch. It could be thrust into the spotlight. We were talking kind of about spotlights and recognition. It could be you're being recognized, but it wasn't something you planned for. You could have honestly just been, we were talking about like playing a video game, and maybe you're on Twitch or you do Let's Plays of video games, and this is just something you do for fun. And I'm just throwing this out there as like an example. And suddenly your page gets recognized, or something you posted from a year ago, that, or months ago or something, that you're just like, oh yeah, that was a fun game, it was good. Suddenly goes viral, and that kind of sudden switch. It's the end of anonymity and the beginning of being recognized. I don't know. Again, I'm using these as metaphors. Maybe some of you are going to be, that's like a cycle you're going to be going through. Suddenly kind of stepping into the light. Which is, cut the cord. Your piece isn't up for negotiation, with the jellyfish here. There's a jellyfish on the bottom of this. We're going to get more information. I just got the sense, especially with the jellyfish, and it says your piece isn't up for negotiation. When something like this happens, and it is a big sudden shift with the tower, even if it's something you have been working on, and you're stepping into a new chapter of your life, in this new chapter, having those firm boundaries. Again, the jellyfish has those stingers. People know not to, like, no touchy. No touchy. You know, having those boundaries clearly up, very defined, and willing and being able to enforce them could be very important. Ooh, all right, Page of Wands. Yeah, something you're passionate about. And we had, where did we have? Passion. Yeah, we have this up here with the boy. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go to the boy, because again, this is all very much connected. 13. We're talking about something you're passionate about. Yeah, the boy's symbol, the symbol for the boy is an adventure. In its second position, it says, you will find yourself in pleasant company and have a good time. Which communication makes sense. Intensity and passion. So this could be very well related. And with company, again, I was thinking of like receiving your flowers, like after a performance, you know, you go out to, my personal experience, but like you go out to a Denny's after a show or something, and, or you go to like, you know, your local restaurant, your local mom and pop place that's open weird hours, and you know, you and your theater friends just take over the place, and there's a lot of communication. There's the show is done, and you know, you've gotten your flowers, you've gotten the applause, and you've finished the show, and then you all go out to, you know, get something to eat and crash and come off your adrenaline high. Two of Wands. Ooh, okay. I wonder if with these people you're going to be making plans of some sort that pertain to this shift with the Page of Wands. Yeah. I wonder if you're meeting people, friends, family, like your people. You're meeting and kind of discussing like this next chapter. You're discussing the possibilities. The Ace of Swords here. You know, it's very, you know, it's the swords is air. It's communication. It's the mind, but it's also communication happening. With Judgment. And the Knight of Wands. You have the Knight of Wands and the Page of Wands. Okay. I wonder if you're going to be getting together with your friends. And with the boy here, this could be people who you could have known for a long time. You know, it could be childhood friends. Or it could be people who you feel safe and authentic with. Like your inner child feels safe with these people, with this group. I don't know why I'm getting... Well, it says you'll find yourself in pleasant company. That could be one or multiple people. I'm getting the sense it's more than one, though. And it could be a discussion about, like, the next steps. But I get a sense, like, it's exciting. There's an acknowledgement of, like, this is your calling. Whatever is changing and coming in here, this is your calling. And, like, sitting down and just talking with these trusted individuals to be like, oh, my God, what happens next? But in a very exciting way. Which is like, I want to know. I'm being so nosy right now. I want to know. To everyone, it is different. But I have a feeling it's something exciting. Because then now we have the horseshoe. And the horseshoe is, you know, about... It's a horseshoe. With Awaz as well. Again, the rune of the horse. I don't think you can get... Maybe some of you are horse people? I don't know. Something with horses, perhaps? I'm not sure. That was just coming through. That could be just for very specific people. All right, so the horseshoe means success. And, everything you... In the second position, everything you undertake in the near future will be successful. And we were talking about, like, having a discussion or brainstorm with a group of people. And Awaz, again, is the rune of teamwork, of partnership. Ooh, okay, and I just had an idea, or something came where it's something, whatever is coming in for you, maybe a team is being brought together, and that's part of this communication and talking about it, this about your calling, about going forward, about how this very enthusiastic fire energy with the Page of Wands and the Knight of Wands. But what moves to make going forward? I almost think of like a team of people, like a PR team. Just again, and a lot of communication has to happen with that. Or maybe you're on a PR team. You are stepping into the role of maybe a leadership position, leading people on this. Yeah, there's a heavy influence here about like teamwork and success, and I just saw another picture. It's this. It's the firewood. Sneaky. Come here. Yep. There it goes. Alright, I'm going to get a rune for you. So we're going to loop back around. Oh, okay. Got 2 more Celtic runes. So, insight, vision, skill, and prosperity. Alright, so that's number 5. Go back in the book. Firewood. Okay, so the symbol for firewood is physical health. It's in its first position, so it's a good state of health, which freaking awesome. Insight, vision. Ooh, vision. Wonder if there's something going on with the eyes. Again, I am not a medical professional. If at any point something is out of the ordinary for you, please consult a medical professional. Just putting it out there. Skills and prosperity. Could we know a little bit more about our firewood, please? All right, 7 of Cups. Ace of Wands. As things are changing here, we were talking about a lot of fiery energy, which is very, like, passionate and spiritual energy in a way. As well as up here, this Ace of Wands. As this changes, there could be an improvement in your physical health. With prosperity and skills here, again, your skills, something you've been putting energy into is changing. And that is bringing, I feel, prosperity. I forgot to draw cards down here. I was so focused up here, but we're going to roll with it. Sure. Okay. Like what? What is even going on today? Hey. Okay. Oh, wow. The star. Okay. The Lovers. And the Queen of Swords. As things are changing for you, there's going to be a direct connection to your physical health because of that. However, I feel it's in a positive direction. And again, with this partnership kind of coming in here with the Star, we have the Lovers and the Ace of Wands. It could feel overwhelming, everything happening around you. And with the Star as well, this feels very much like something you have been working towards. You've been holding out for. You've had that hope and faith, the manifestation. You've been working on it. Yeah, this definitely feels like something big. So it could be this week is less, maybe perhaps chaotic in the physical world. However, in your mental, spiritual, and emotional world, it could be a little topsy-turvy. Kind of coming to terms of the changes coming down the line and kind of again, getting together with close people who you very much trust their judgment. You know, they understand this calling, they understand this path you're walking. And you all coming together. And there could be, if you are feeling overwhelmed with all of the choices coming in, know that ultimately it is your choice. So if it feels like, I don't know, what do I do? You know, if you're feeling like things maybe, you know, it's out of control, do I have it? Know that you always do have a choice. You do. But I get the sense that, I don't know, I don't want to say that you can't make a wrong choice. It's really the choice you make and not how you face it. Like how you rise up to the change, how you meet that energy going forward. And if it does get overwhelming, the Queen of Swords the Queens, again, are energies. Queens tend to be very receptive, open to receiving. So while this is all coming in, you can receive it, but at the same time be able to take a step back and look at things from a larger perspective, higher perspective. You know, look at things logically, not cold necessarily, but just taking a step back and taking a step back from that emotion. Because with the Ace of Wands here, it could be a big just impact, a big upswell of like, oh my God. It's an ace, it's a wand. Aces tend to be this huge upswell of kind of elemental energy. And, you know, that can be overwhelming coming in. So the Queen is able to take a step back, still receive what's coming in, but able to process those things at a much calmer way. Not that there's anything wrong with like having those emotions of excitement, of, you know, enthusiasm, of passion, but sometimes it can get overwhelming. Yeah, insight and vision. Taking a moment to have that, take a step back and have that long distance vision. Those insights into the future. Of not just what's happening here, you know, what you're passionate about, but also, you know, your physical state, your physical world as well, and how that's changing and where it's going. Okay, so let's draw cards again for our horseshoe, because we just totally got sidetracked with that. Ooh. All right, so we were talking about this teamwork. Success in the things you're going to have success going forward with this team that is developing around you, or you have around you. Yeah, 4 of Wands and Knight of Pentacles. This is a long-term success. The things what you've been planting, again, it's kind of end of one chapter, the beginning of the next one. The next one is a long-term, not just like a long-term goal, but a chapter that is going to like grow very steadily. The Knight of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah. This is your physical resources. There's going to be some, I feel, great opportunities to grow your physical resources. 100%. The Knight of Pentacles as well, and I had a lot of like teamwork vibes here with the horse imagery kind of coming from this. And there is a horse in the night as well. Huh. Excuse me. Are you done, body? Confirmation burp. But with this team of people, moving forward with them, there is definitely like a steadiness to that. And now we have the King of Swords. The Queen of Swords, the King of Swords, the King of Pentacles, kings are like an outward action. Again, energies, not genders. So the kings they act outwardly. And there could be, in this case, again, it could be an outward appearance, even if inside you are super hype. A lot of fire energy happening here. But on the outside, there could be this vibe of, again, I say calculating, but not in a cold way. You're just able to take a step back and view things. These two people are kind of on these mountaintops, these high positions, taking a step back, looking at where they can go, looking at the path ahead. So it's one thing, like the Two of Wands here is kind of this, planning for the adventure. Looking at that larger picture with the globe here. And it's like, okay, well, this sounds great. And then implementing it, and then actually moving the pieces forward. So if let's say you are relocating, or physically relocating, you could be like, oh, this would be a great place to live. The King of Swords and the Queen of Swords those two are going to take a step back and be like, okay, that's great and all. What's the plan? What are the steps? How do we go through these steps? The king is going to be, okay, these are the actions we need to take. The queen is going to be, okay, what help can I, who can I ask for help? Who can help me in this? The queen is going to internally kind of get things ready and gather those resources. And both of them are very good at kind of cutting through the BS, if you will, as well, which is great. If there is a big shift, if there are plans to be made, if you're making plans and then you have to implement them, swords, the King and Queen of Swords, I feel is pretty good to have on your side. They are, I feel, very logical, methodical. They're not going to get entrenched in overwhelming emotions. Not that they don't acknowledge them, but they can take a step. They can take that step back and look at the big picture. Okay, so we've got our last card. I'm going to try to move here so we can put our cards around it. Oh, look, there it is right there. Doesn't count. All right, so could we get 3 cards for each of the sides? Ooh, here. Okay. Oh, you got 2. All right, I guess we're doing 2 for each. Sure. I just work here. It's fine. All right, so 46 is the bridge. Ooh, okay. So the bridge's general symbolism is deliberate change. And in the first position, it's a radical change in lifestyle awaits you. Pretty much what we've been talking about. But I love that there's peace and support here. So there's kind of this wooden bridge across. So the bridge you are crossing, this change that is happening, is one that is supported. That's solid. It's not a rickety bridge, that's held together by 2 threads and a prayer. This is a very, very solid bridge. With the Page of Pentacles and the Empress. Very solid bridge. You are moving towards a very abundant future. Again, we have the Knight of Pentacles over here. This steady growth. Not just, out of nowhere, which could be very jarring. This is a solid, steady growth for you. One that is supported, but the Empress, again, we have the world imagery here. So there could be a change in location. There could be a change in location for you. Again, a big lifestyle shift. The Tower over here. Something, there is a big shift for you, but it's a shift in a good way. I feel it's a shift that is not without its challenges, but it's a shift that in the long run is going to have a huge impact on you and your surroundings in a positive way. Okay, so number 20 is the forest. I believe that's like people around you. Yeah, people around you. So the forest is people around you. In its first position, it's continuous friendship with many worthwhile people. So this group of people that's kind of coming to you, surrounding you, these, again, if they are people you have known for a long time, I feel you will continue to know them. And they will continue to be an important part of your life for a long time. If it's a new group of people, or a combination thereof, like this group is going to be very solidly with you. Ooh, all right. 8 of Wands, 8 of Cups. 2 8s. Okay. The 8 of Cups frequently talks about like walking away from something, which we do have over here. Cut the cord. Your piece isn't up for negotiation. Okay, I'm going to get some clarification, but I had the feeling that we talked about boundaries with the cut the cord card here. There could be someone that perhaps does not like the fact that you have that boundary up, that you're like, I'm moving forward in this direction, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm just giving you a courtesy call kind of thing. I'm not asking for permission. This is the way I'm going. It could be that they don't appreciate that for whatever reason. That's on them, not you. But I wonder if you will have to walk away from someone. Yeah. Oh, the candle just went out. I have a feeling you might have to walk away from someone. And it's up to them whether or not they follow. You can't, that's their decision, you know, that is their decision. And things are going to be moving fast. And I get the sense that you can't wait for them. Justice. Again, with the sword. This, ooh, come here. This justice has that 2 sides. With the sword, yeah, cutting them loose. So, and with justice as well, I'm trying to... With justice, I get the sense that the person that perhaps you are cutting loose or walking away from, there's that cord cutting happening for your peace. If it's not, if for some of you, again, everybody has a different lived experience and this may not resonate with everybody, but for some of you, this could be also getting something legally binding that protects yourself from them. It could be a power of attorney, an advance directive, a restraining order, or like whatever it is, like having that legal side to back it up. Again, that's a very, very, very specific message. So I don't know if that resonates. Probably won't resonate with everybody. But on the flip side of that, I also feel like this cord cutting, this boundary, this person you're walking away from, because you're like, I'm moving forward with my life, is justified. And justice can also be that, again, there's this like karmic energy to it. This light and dark. And whatever karmic energy is afoot that's karma. That is, you don't have to do anything. Sometimes the best thing you can do is nothing at all. Sometimes. Again, very specific message. That's going to resonate differently for everybody. All right, 43. Crawfish. They have crayfish in here. It's crawfish. Or crawdad. Depending on where you are. Anyways. So, again, this book, this book is very flowery sometimes in its language. So the symbol for the crawfish is learning to cope with fate, which is so dramatic. And then its first position is having made too bold a step, you'll back off, which oh my goodness. So to summarize, there's more than one way to deal with this situation. Perhaps the first way you approach it, it's like, I don't know if that'll be the best. Again, I'm looking at the King and Queen of Swords. There's more than one way to approach this. Ooh, Three of Wands and the Queen of Cups. Approaching it in an emotionally balanced way, and that may require you to take a step back. Again, embrace that kind of more logical and methodical side of yourself to kind of balance out the emotional side of yourself. Because when it says here, like, learning to cope with fate, the idea is there are going to be some things that are outside of your control. But we were talking earlier about, like, how it's really about how you rise to meet those challenges. The decision comes to you, and it you may have to make a choice about something. And it's like, oh, I really feel like I don't have a choice. But how do you enact that choice? How do you step up to the decision that you've made? That is ultimately going to be, that is going to be for you. With the Three of Wands, give me the Two of Wands down here. There's definitely, like, plans are going to be underway. There may not be a lot happening at the front of the week, so definitely make sure you take care of yourself mentally. Your mental health is very important here. Your mental health, your physical health, having those physical, mental, emotional, spiritual boundaries in place is very important. And so moving forward with the Queen of Cups and the Three of Wands, things are going to start coming into motion, and it's going to be very important to be emotionally balanced, but also be open. Again, the queens are they're that receptive energy. So the Queen of Cups and I just saw, like, I'm feeling the vibe with the Empress as well, where it's this team, this group of people coming around you is going to be very important to help you maintain that balance so that you don't burn out. So that, like, moving into the future, moving into this next chapter of your life, you're coming at it at a very balanced place. Like, you're coming at it from that, and you're able to maintain that, which I feel is very important. All right, so the bottom of the cup, that too. Bottom of the deck is the Two of Cups. So things are definitely coming together. Yeah. I mean, it's things coming together. It's pretty straightforward. Okay, so that is your read for this week. The beginning of the week seems to feel pretty chill. Middle and the end could get a lot, so make sure to take care of yourself. Make sure to, if you need to take breaks, you need to, like, check out for a little bit. You read a book, play a video game, go for a walk, meditate, yoga, whatever it is. Make sure to do that. Make sure to listen to your body's needs. Definitely use that intuition when your body's like, hey, like, quietly, like, oh, we need to eat. Maybe we should take a nap. Like, things like that. Definitely, if you were able to, please do so. All right, so a little housekeeping real quick. As always, if you vibed with this video, just any of that, I'm terrible at these outros, God. Like and subscribe, hit that bell icon, all that jazz. That was terrible, but that's the best I can do. Listen, I'm a tarot reader, not an internet personality. I'm anything but. And then also we do have a membership available over with Buy Me a Coffee for $5 a month. There's content there. We do little mini reads and deck reviews. We're doing the Green Witch Oracle right now, and I think we'll be choosing another deck to be doing, kind of go over all the cards and do little reads with them as well. So we'll figure something out. We've been diving into the Green Witch Oracle, which is a really, really fun deck. All right, so that being said, I am absolutely sending you so much love. You're going to do awesome this week. Remember to take a breath, take moments for yourself. You got this. And I'm very, very excited for you. There's a lot of change, but it is definitely in the long run, is going to be amazing. So, some challenges, but nothing you can't overcome. All right, so until next time, take care of yourself, stay safe, and I love you, okay? Bye-bye.